Julia Child, a renowned chef, television personality, and cultural icon, had a lovely estate in Washington, D.C.'s Georgetown neighborhood. It was the first home she owned with her husband Paul, a civil servant, diplomat, and artist. Today, we'll discover a piece of American history where Julia worked on her culinary classic, Mastering the Art of French Cooking. We'll see the home's original details and visit the iconic kitchen that inspired the talented chef to start her stunning celebrity career. Are you curious to see what the inside of Julia Child's Georgetown home looks like? This house played a significant role in her culinary journey, especially as she transitioned from a cooking enthusiast to a national culinary figure. Julia and Paul Child bought the adorable house, painted in a tasty buttery yellow with a bright blue door, in 1948. Julia affectionately called it her little jewel. First, the couple only lived there for a short time. Paul was assigned to Paris, where he worked for the USA Information Agency, so they rented another house. There, in France, Julia discovered her love of French cooking. The family returned from France in 1956 and spent much time in their Georgetown house. This lovely 3-story property sits at the end of Olive Street in Georgetown, at the edge of Rock Creek Park. The colonial clapboard house, which occupied 3,100 square feet, featured 3 bedrooms and 3.5 bathrooms. Outside, it boasted a beautiful patio that complemented the heart of Georgetown. The large patio seems ideal for entertaining, growing herbs, or planting a small garden. It is fenced for extra privacy. Julia and Paul lived in their Georgetown home from 1948 to 1959. Initially, the building needed substantial renovation. As a true chef, Julia started with the kitchen, which is 1 floor below the entry level. She installed a dishwasher and an electric pig or garbage disposal. Then, Mrs. Child decided she needed a new stove. Julia eventually spotted a beautiful stove at her friend's home. Her friend was Sherman Kent, a Yale University history professor famous for his contributions to the Central Intelligence Agency. The exquisite stove was a Garland model, a commercial gas range with 6 burners and a steel griddle. Julia instantly fell in love with it. She paid Kent nearly $400 to take the dreamy equipment home. She even wrote in her memoir, "I loved it so much, I vowed to take it to my grave." Of course, the stove didn't go to Julia's grave. Now, it proudly sits in the Smithsonian's National Museum of American History. After the Olive Street kitchen renovations were finished, Julia Child started teaching French cooking to a female group in her home. She already had a similar experience in Paris with Simone Beck and Louisette Berthold, fellow French cuisine experts. The Garland stove served to test recipes for the cookbook the 3 women were writing, Mastering the Art of French Cooking, published in 1961. Julia was extremely attached to this kitchen equipment. When she and Paul left Washington in 1959 for Cambridge, Massachusetts, Julia took the stove with her. In 2001, the chef sent Big Garland back to Washington with the rest of her historic kitchen, down to the refrigerator magnets. In 2009, the home became a film star. The renowned kitchen welcomed actress Meryl Streep during the filming of Julie and Julia, a film about the chef's life. No wonder. It's perfect for a modern food professional and ideal for filming cooking shows. The sanded rusted wood historic beams on the ceiling add warmth to the sleek cabinetry and white marble countertops. The soft gray kitchen cabinets are equipped with custom-made steel shelving for displaying antique cookware. A center island provides plenty of space for the chef's creativity. Instead of Julia's beloved Garland Model 182, an 8-burner cooktop stove now stands. Other modern amenities include a wooden hearth, double-stacked ovens, stainless steel Viking appliances, a farmhouse sink, and a temperature-controlled wine fridge. As we know, Julia Child was known for her love of the latest culinary gadgets, so this is a nice tribute to her. The kitchen boasts one peculiarity, which is a glass pane on the wall, exposing a scrap of olive green paint that was part of Julia's former kitchen. The current owner protected the paint on the wall by encasing it with an original window from the house. A copy of her first book, a photo of Julia in her Olive Street kitchen, and several relics found in the walls create a museum-style experience. Initially, a small mechanical room was underneath the kitchen. Now there is an additional floor with a den, a laundry room, and a pink marble-tiled hammam, or steam room. Other parts of the home's interiors feature soaring ceilings and lots of natural light, making it look airy, historical, and significant simultaneously. The floating staircase in the ground floor foyer is made of reclaimed wood and steel and boasts an amazing whalebone detail. The original version featured spiral stairs. The dining area has a wood-burning, painted black fireplace. Soaring glass doors lead to the patio. Julia's office is at the corner of the house. It overlooks Olive Street and Rock Creek Park. Here, the great chef reportedly edited her iconic cookbook. If you want even more stunning views, see this wall of windows, which is 3 stories tall. This amazing modification is the brainchild of architect Hugh Newell Jacobson. 3 cozy bedrooms on the upper floor have also been renovated with a commitment to authenticity, so now they feature a modern, sleek design. The marbled bathroom features a bathtub, shower, and separate water closet. After the Child family moved out of their treasured home, the acclaimed architect Hugh Newell Jacobson, famous for designing Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis's home in Martha's Vineyard, modernized it in the 1970s. He added a spiral staircase and a 2-story wall of glass windows along the back of the house, which are still intact. Afterward, the house suffered from neglectful tenants, including students from Georgetown University. Therefore, other remaining original details are limited. The former Childs' house was a rental for around 25 years before the current owner, Rory Beavers Carter, a software entrepreneur and master home flipper, purchased it in 2015. The home looked like a disaster. It was considered a neighborhood eyesore. Nobody had cared for the little jewel for the last 10 years. Plants were growing inside the walls, literally protruding out from the walls inside the house. Its structure had gained many entries for rodents. The home desperately craved repair. Luckily, the new owner decided to make the colonial clapboard home look charming again. Working with the award-winning architect Dale Overmeyer, Mr. Beavers Carter conducted the extensive renovation, which lasted almost 6 years. He even documented the story of the renovation on his Instagram page called Little Jewel on Olive. The repair took longer than expected. It took the current owner 3 years to get the corresponding permission. But in the end, the game was worth the candle. Now the lovely house boasts clean lines, modern lighting fixtures, exposed brick and beams, and large windows. It has returned to its original charm, with some modern enhancements and a more open concept. This light-filled property now looks like a fresh lemon meringue. The home has preserved its original character. Julia's house has transformed from an eyesore to eye-catching. The renovated estate was put on the market in 2021. It didn't wait for new owners for long. The house was sold in a month for $3.3 million to a couple who would enjoy and care for the little jewel on Olive Street. Do you agree that the renovated Little Jewel keeps Julia Child's charm? Would you like to buy a home with a piece of American history? Please share your thoughts with us in the comments.